Teaching and learning are rapidly changing as the fourth industrial revolution continues to digitize the world as we know it. STEM subjects are becoming an important part of basic education in order to prepare pupils for the world of work. Reddam House has taken the lead as 2023 matric class achieved a 100% pass rate in the Independent Examinations Board. Well, for more on that, on what Reddam House is doing to achieve great results, we're now joined by Principal Bennetts and Kehumile Moraka, a former Reddam head boy who achieved 3 distinctions and full academic colours. Gentlemen, very good afternoon. Thanks so much for coming on to the show. Allow me to start off with you, Principal Bennetts. Congratulations on this achievement. So let's talk to how did you achieve a 100% pass rate? Was this part of your strategy beginning of 2023?
Yeah, we work on that triangle, and thank you so much for having us here this evening. We work on the triangle of student, parent, and teacher. And at the beginning of the year, we'll work from the full base of our matrics, and as the year progresses, we will then identify students who need a little bit more assistance, and so we'll narrow the base towards the end of the year when we're probably focusing on about 5 or 6 students just to make sure they achieve the absolute best.
Kehumile, 3 distinctions, great achievement, but with most achievers, is almost never enough. Was this your target, and how happy are you to have gotten 3 distinctions?
I think really when it comes to it, you set a goal when you join the year, and you strive towards it, and with support of others, you eventually get there. I think with the 3 distinctions, I'm quite pleased. I'm very pleased. The results reflect the effort that's been put in by myself. Not only just myself, but parents, teachers, faculty, friends mostly, that push you throughout the year to achieve what you really want to get.
Now, as parents, one of the things that we always say to our kids is pick the right friends. So let's talk about you and your friends as a collective. Did everyone achieve the results they were expecting? Was everybody pushing in the same direction?
I think that definitely happens, where your friend group will be people who are similar mindset to you, and your goals are obviously similar in terms of where do you guys want to achieve, what do you guys want to do 10 to 15 years from now. I think with my friend group, we had similar goals, different abilities, definitely, but we helped each other. And that's what kind of got us through the year. It was a very tough year, but it's a goal that got us kind of together.
Principal Bennetts, let's get to some of those learners who obviously don't have capacity to achieve 3 distinctions or multiple distinctions. How have you encouraged them, or what has the system been in place to ensure that no man is left behind, so to speak?
Okay, so the part that I really appreciate of our results, which are the best results the school's ever produced, is that if you look at the results in June mid-year exams, most of our students managed to go up by at least half a symbol. Some of them even went up a full symbol. So we'll offer Saturday schools. We offer, we call it university holidays. They'll come in the mid-year. Our teachers will come and take time off their own holidays to come and give extra lessons. And then every afternoon, right through the entire school, before the children go to sports, they have access to our teachers for 2 hours twice a week. So our staff know that twice a week they are there for 2 hours after school supporting the general body of the school, not only the matrics. So it starts from a young age, and we manage to get it the whole way through.
So obviously there's a huge amount of sacrifice that's taken place, but admittedly also a significant amount of cooperation from various parties. Was it a difficult process to get the troops aligned, so to speak, and get everybody singing or reading out to the same hymn book?
Yeah, you're never going to get all the oxen pulling the cart in the same direction. That's just a fact of life when you're dealing with people. But fortunately, you do get the students to buy in, and they realize there's a big picture. You know, we always say, you guys are going to go to study. You are the future of our country. We want you to sort things out in this place in the years ahead. And even if a student decides to go overseas, we always say to them, we want you to come back. Please sort it out. So to answer your question, yes, there is not full alignment in the beginning, but we do win the guys over, and they see the bigger picture towards the end of their grade 12 year.
Kehumile, your principal speaks about the bigger picture. When did you see the bigger picture? I mean, was it 2 years ago? Was it 3 years ago? Was it at the beginning of last year where your goals started to align with the amount of effort that you were actually putting into your schoolwork?
I think with Reddam, what they do is coming into that grade 11 year, you know, matric and grade 11 are kind of a combined year. They kind of let you know that your results are only coming in 2 years' time, but what you do now in grade 11, throughout those 2 years, will kind of let you achieve what you want to achieve. So I think that realization came more in that 3rd sector of the grade 11 year, and the school really pushes it to know that when it comes time to put the foot down to work, that's what will happen.
Now, You're pretty decent at sports too, aren't you?
I am.
So let's talk about what you did in the sports field, firstly, and then how you struck that balance, because that's got to be incredibly difficult.
I mean, yes, I've had some great accomplishments, but nonetheless, it comes from kind of the goal that your parents set for me. But yes, I played South African junior water polo in Czech grade 11 year. So we were there on for a week and a half, came third place there. And I think when I came back to Joburg, I didn't really know what to do in terms of to prioritize my sporting life or prioritize my academic life. But what the school does there facilitates an environment where you can do both. You can have all three, you don't have to just be a sportsman, just be an academic. So when it came down to it, I went, cool, what do I want in terms of tertiary education, and in 10, 15 years, where I want to be? So I went down to the drawing board and I said, cool, let's get a timetable going, let's get my parents' support, let's get the school support, and let's get people with similar like-minded support. So yes, that's what happened.
Principal Bennetts, you know, I'm fascinated and marvel when I speak to these young men, you know, who are 17 or 18, they're eloquent, they're confident. How much does a school play in that regard, in bringing up young men and women that are confident, that are assertive, and go out to look and find their places in the world?
Hugo, we run a leadership program right from our senior primary. I think that's the strength of the schools as well within our group, is that we go right from the babies through to the 17 and 18-year-olds, as you've mentioned. And we try and encourage that confidence from an early age. So through our leadership program, we don't have a prefect structure, the old style. We have a leadership, so the students get given portfolios rather than a badge and chasing people around all day. It's rather engaging with them. So we'll have, as an example, our grade 4s wrote their own illustrated story and then went to our junior primary school and read it to the little guys under a fort that they built under a blanket, that kind of thing. Fantastic. The college students will do exactly the same with the senior prep. So that brother and sisterhood goes the whole way down. It trickles down through the school.
So as we wrap up the conversation, this is the first time you've achieved 100%. Well, I think you mentioned that these are the best results that you've achieved.
Yes, they are the best results we've achieved, yes.
Best results that you've achieved. So what does 2024 and beyond hold for you and your learners?
Much like in business, I suppose, we reassess. We've had a look at things that worked, things that we need to tweak slightly. We learn from our students every single year, things that we can embrace, things that we can possibly leave behind, and certainly how we can tweak those 18 months to 24 months before they get to the phase where BT found himself.
Kehumile, finally, $1 million question for me, but I'm sure you've got the answer already. Where to from here?
From here we go to University of Pretoria to study law, and then hopefully that'll take me overseas to learn some more and come back to South Africa and kind of help my community out.
Now, you did mention timelines a little bit earlier when we spoke. Let's talk about those timelines, because I think it will be encouraging for the many learners that are watching, just to get an idea of how your mind works at this age and how the next few years are already playing out.
So I think when it comes to timelines, beginning of year, what needs to happen is that I need to plan out what happens when it happens. I think what happens with my timeline is it progresses and you have ups and downs, but really at the end of the day, if you know where you're going, you'll always find your way.
Principal Bennetts, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on to the show.